Listen to your soul and listen to yourself. Hear yourself talk. Hello, it's Linda here from this Hardizan channel and from neutralizingwithlove.com. And I do hope your world is filled with love and flow and ease and all good things coming to you. Are you being heard? And the other part of that question is, are you listening? So today we're going to chat about how to listen to yourself first and working towards the knowing that you'll always be heard. Because I know a lot of us don't feel heard. And recently I've had my attention drawn to the fact that many of us humans just feel as if we're not being heard. I know this thing. In our own relationships, like a friend or your significant other, there might just be a heap of big love, but still we may not feel heard. I had to think about this and how it can be solved, and that's why I'm here today. My first solution for me is that I should hear myself. Do you get that? It's all part of neutralizing your brain chatter too, probably. I had a really cool conversation with a bestie recently where I really heard what she was saying, and I really wanted the time span to slow down so that we could delve deeper. And this is a direct result of me looking at how I feel when I'm not being heard, or when I feel I'm not being heard, which is probably a little different. And then I decided to hear myself first, and then decided to hear others. I filtered out my inner voice, my brain chatter, and I filtered into who I wanted to hear from, and I neutralized others. So you see, it's a little bit of a choice along the way, but it becomes a good practice. So are you being heard by you? Or is everything you say focused on the stuff outside of you, which means you might not want to hear it yourself. You might just want to tell it. And by this I mean, are you planning the next? Like when you speak out, are you speaking of the next happening, the next family gathering, the next course, the next promotion, the next idea? Keep an eye on that. Feel into what it is that you're saying out loud and listen to you first. Oh yes, you might say that when you're talking to someone you love, especially children, and you want them to feel loved, you may say that to them, but do you hear it? Do you really let your ears hear it? So listening to you first means hearing what you're saying when you think others aren't hearing you. That's quite big, isn't it? Feel into why you're in the I'm not being heard stance at any time. I mean, gosh, you could probably go back to childhood, especially if you're a youngest in a big, loud family like I am. Then you just grow up with the I'm not being heard, I'm not being seen tactic to come out of. But that becomes your journey. That becomes who you are. So my way of looking at it was to speak into what's important. So have a think about it. Is the subject matter important to you? And if so, spend some time bathing in that importance. Let it wash over you and act on what your inner guidance says on that topic. And once you've completely soaked yourself in the subject, then feel into whether you need to speak of it outside of you. Because you may not want to. You may want to keep the gift of that knowledge to you so that it can grow into the next. So, but if your feeling is to share, then seriously feel into how you should share it. How is someone going to hear what you're sharing? How are you going to deliver it? How are they going to receive it helpfully? So, and not everyone will hear you. Some people will hear you on one subject and not on another. And that's totally fine. You've got to be fine with that. You can't walk away going, they weren't listening, because all of this is about us hearing us. And some of the people not listening to us, unfortunately, are clues or just aren't part of our life. Let them go. Doesn't matter, does it? And if it's your significant other, I have to say, if they're not listening to you, if you're growing spiritually and they're in the kind of the catch-up mode, which that's sometimes what happens because they're our learning curve. I'm not going to go down that path because that gets quite long, a rabbit hole. But just let them be. Like if you want to explain what you're doing or speak out you're happy, you could do now what I do with mine is I go and I say, now the script is, I say, all you got to do is go, high five, that was really cool. Because some of what I think is wonderful makes his eyes go all round and square and funny. So anyway, you know what I mean. And the main focus of our time together is that you see where even you aren't listening to you, where maybe you're just prattling, maybe you just want to get something out. Well, get it out to you. And once you fine tune all of this as you go, because it's going to be a process, a gentle, gorgeous one, the clarity that arrives is really awesome. And it does help you with your conversations with the people who have previously annoyed you. It helps you understand where they're at. It helps you to see more sides to the issue. It just helps you. It's a beautiful journey. But to assist you here today, I've intuited an Anahata code for you to activate. And it's a Solfeggio frequency, 852 Hertz. And it's for assisting your heart library information. What this frequency does, the 852 Hertz, can be used as a means of awakening your inner strength and self-realization. So you can use that and you don't have to deal with it. You just need to listen and let the activation go over you. Anyway, if you find my offerings just resonate with your heart, then give me a like on the video, comment on what reached you, or even comment on what I can assist you with, a recording that maybe I can expand on for you. And if you want alerts for my weekly videos and the process that I offer, then hit subscribe and that little bell that says it'll land and alert you when I put up an offer. Or not, I just love that you've landed here and I enjoy being of service here in the channel. So next, after some music, there'll be that beautiful activation. If you're not ready for it, then push pause and come back when you are. It's not going to be long. You know, if you've done it before, 4 minutes, something like that. And I send you love bubbles over the airwaves, my beautiful being. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Mwah. Talk to you soon. See you. Hello, beautiful beings. It's Linda back here again. And today we've intuited a beautiful Solfeggio frequency to activate as an Anahata code. The frequency that we're working with today is 852 Hertz. And it's used to boost awareness and to reconnect you with spiritual order, which is really cool. It directly connects to your third eye chakra and just can be used as a means for awakening your inner strength and self-realization. It's great for dissolving stagnant mental energy from overthinking. Using this frequency, it can cut through your illusions and help you to see you and your environment with more clarity. It's a magical frequency, and it's said to connect you with your inner guidance and your inner intuitive powers, clear up energy blockages that have hindered you, and create strong communication with your higher self, spirit guides, and spiritual helpers. I'll provide a link to frequency music after we complete this activation inside your heart library using the Anahata codes. And that gives you another avenue to follow through on. So if you haven't done an Anahata code activation before, then you can just be relaxed. You don't have to get into any meditative pose. What we're doing is we're bringing the intention of this Solfeggio frequency into your heart library and opening up any extra information that has been required or needed in this zone for you at this time. So just sit comfortably. Have some water. If you haven't had water recently, stop the recording and go and get water. It's important to be hydrated in our work. And just relax and breathe normally. Breathe a little bit deeply if you've been rushing around, but otherwise just breathe naturally. And pop your right hand on your heart chakra. This is where we're going to land the code. And your left hand up in the air. Rest your elbow on something and put your palm in the air as if you're going to receive something in your hand. And this is where the code is going to enter, so that we intend the code to land in your heart library. And just enjoy, hold the intention that what we do, you're aligning with. If you're ready, we ask for, align with, and allow this beautiful Anahata code. With gratitude and love, we activate the assisting frequency of the solfeggio frequency of 852 Hertz. 528, 852, 528, 852. 528, 852, 528, 852. 528, 852, 528, 852. 528, 852, 528, 852. 528, 852, 528, 852. 528, 852, 528, 852. 528, 852, 528, 852. Now place your left hand over your right on your heart chakra. Breathe in deeply and whoosh that breath out. Breathe in deeply again. And on the out breath this time, say out loud, it is done. It is so. And sit with the music, beautiful being. Just sit with it until it's done. You'll feel when it's landed completely. I leave you sitting in this love, sending you a beautiful big hug over the airwaves. See you next time. Bye.